got to say is, where's VAR in something
Harry
like
Kane's
that?
the best, mate.
Where's
VAR should be stopping that?
All right, they're doing VAR on goals, but what about decisions like that? That's what's frustrating me. You know what I mean? You think the ball was well out. It was out by about a yard, wasn't it?
I
And then the ball comes back.
I thought it was ridiculous last week with Leicester. Like the offside, it was like that much. If that.
Yeah, but I think VAR, although VAR has been good to us against Man City in particular, but on a normal day it would have beat us. And like on a normal day we would have been 2-0 up against Leicester. Yeah. And like you got some bloke in a box at Heathrow, wherever he is, making that decision. Now we can all watch a television screen. Now for me, if it's that tight, you should go to the referee and his initial decision. Fuck VAR. Sorry for swearing, but for me, you know, where is it on like that was definitely the ball was out. Where is it on the heavy tackles? Where is it when you really need
VAR
it?
checking every single throw, and that's the case people say.
No, but if it's supposed to be that quick, referee, that ball was out.
They're saying if
And he should never have been.
It wasn't a goal, there was. It was a red card. So
if it's gonna, what he's saying is if it's gonna move to a match-changing decision kind of thing, and that was a kind of match-changing decision. Well, it could have been anyway.
What's the worst thing though? It's interrupting the game. Like you don't know whether you scored. So like every goal. Oh wait, VAR could rule that out. So it's not as jaw.
When you're my age, you're gonna think that's a goal. VAR. Yeah.
Did you see the celebration today from Aurier and Ndombele when Ndombele scored? They kind of did a reference. They referenced a VAR with their celebration. They were waiting, and then when they got the call, they started celebrating.
Everything everyone thinks now, straight away VAR. Like, because everyone knows that you can't just think we've scored, because actually something's might just by a bit might rule it out, and it's.
Do you think it's killing the game as a young man?
Yeah, definitely.
Who's your man of the match today?
My man in the match, for me, Winks.
Harry Winks.
Harry Winks was absolutely brilliant today.
Right, Winks and Rose are good, but it's quite hard to choose between both of them, because I think Rose has been outstanding for the past,
what
2
years.
What really
annoys me, we're hearing stuff like Pochettino said to Rose, find another club. For me this season, he has been absolutely 100% bang on.
He's back to his best.
I think he gives his best every game. I rarely see him have a bad game. I don't think I've seen him have a bad game. He might make a mistake, but you forgive him because he gives 100%.
Passion on the pitch, that's what he gives.
Yeah, I think they're two very good players. Winks, I think he's amazing. I think he's going to get better every single game he's going to play.
What are we thinking about the captaincy, though, at the moment?
The captaincy, Lloris for me, I've been saying this for about probably a couple of seasons now. Lloris for me, a brilliant shot stopper, but everything else, forget it. What annoys me about Lloris is when we have a corner against us, all 11 players have to come back to defend him because he does not leave that 6-yard box. He don't catch a ball. He very rarely punches. For me, I think the goalkeeping situation really needs sorting out. He's already said...
I disagree because I think Hugo Lloris is a world-class keeper.
He's a world-class shot stopper, but not a world-class goalkeeper.
I think he's good, but he's good at... He's just not as good with his feet. And I don't know whether there's somewhere in his contract that says you have to be a captain, or I don't know. But
for me, a goalkeeper should never be captain.
No.
For me, you should have one leader on that pitch. Usually, for me, it'd be centre midfield or a central defender.
We've got no one. Like we should ages ago. I thought ages ago when Eric Dyer was at his peak.
Yeah.
That's where he should have gone. There you go. There's captain's armband. Because he was.
Won't sell out now, though, would it?
Yeah. But when he come on today, I thought he'd done a job. For me, I think the last couple of games, especially the Newcastle game, I think he would have been a great man to have brought on. I really
Eric
do.
Dyer?
Yeah, because I think he breaks up the play. All right, maybe people think he's a little bit crab football, but he breaks up that play. He brings in the likes of Son. He brings in the likes of Dele Alli when he plays, but he needs to up it as well.
What do you think about Eriksen?
For me, Eriksen, he's been a brilliant player for us, and I think Spurs are his level. If he goes to Real Madrid, Man United, wherever he wants to go, he'll be gone within 6 months.
Good riddance to Eriksen. If Eriksen doesn't want to be here, he can happily go. I really don't care. But back to the captaincy. Yeah, the thing that did it for me was Lloris came out at the beginning of the season and he was like, "We're not going to win trophies at Tottenham. We're not going to get to the Champions League final," and that's your captain. Yeah, Harry Kane comes out at the beginning of last week and he was like, "If you don't want to play for the shirt, then don't be here." You know what I mean? Play for the shirt. If you're on that pitch, play for the shirt.
Mate, I'm 100% behind you. For me, at the moment, it's got to be Harry Kane captain. No problem with that. And we've also got to change the goalkeeper. For me, I think.
I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure.
Give Gazzaniga a little run.
I think Lloris is miles better than
I think back to Eriksen. I think Eriksen needs to go. I honestly think that you need to.
Come here.
He's not as good as he was earlier, and I don't think he's there anymore.
Mike, come and listen.
He's lost his attitude. He's lost his attitude.
He talks a lot.
All right.
He needs to go.
Who's that?
Eriksen.
Yeah, I do. I agree with you.
I'd actually happily drive him over to Madrid.
You happily drive him.
Yeah.
If we
he's not got the attitude anymore. He's not getting it over the first
I want to drive him as well. So.
Yeah, he's not got the first ball in the the corners.
Excuse me, but since Eriksen has been at our club, if there's a 30, 70% in his favour for a tackle, he'd never do it. Never do it. He wouldn't do it. He's not a walker.
That's why I didn't understand why he didn't take Eriksen off.
Exactly.
For
as soon as Son went off today, we lost that counter attack, that speed up front. We needed to bring on Moura.
Yeah, we needed Son or Moura.
That's why we've got to be a bit more. That's why we've got to be a bit more clever, because like bigger teams, they're going to be good. So we need to sit behind the ball, put Moura and Son on, and just let them go.
What annoys me, like the Newcastle game especially, I hate going back to that, but this tippy, but this, we used to be the best high press team in the Premier League. Now we're down the bottom of that league, right? What it is, you got Moura, we don't use our pace. By the time we've got the ball, we're tippy-tappy crab football, and by the time we've done that, all their defence is back. Newcastle was a prime example. Get back to bases, high press. When you get the ball, move the ball to those players who have got pace. Son, more. It's not quick enough.
It's not quick enough. It's always to the side. It's never, not even like Lamella's good at it. That's where we need to bring Lamella in.
Not starting today. Best players so far this season.
That's where. This is what I'm saying. That's where Lamella needs to come in, because he just has shots, and then everyone follows up on it. You look.
Why did he go off?
Son and Harry Winks were our best players today. But what we got to do is cut out that tippy-tappy crab football. We get a corner, it goes backwards, and before we know it, it's on the halfway line. And you're thinking, what?
It's all the time though. Like, he keeps on going back to the goalkeeper, and then he plays out, and that's where their goal came from today. Just going back to the goalkeeper, and we can't keep on doing that.
He's running up
against the big side.
And the Reece cannot do it.
Right, cheers for coming on, lads.
Hey, boy.
This fan cam took a bit of a turn, but
Come on, you Spurs!
Cheers for coming on.
Good man. You're a great lad.
Cheers for coming on.
Love you, Abby.